Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
Good afternoon and welcome to Love and Relationship. My name is Ndon E. Ndon. And today I'm here with some important personalities here. And I believe that we have a very exciting and interesting topic to discuss today. And our topic today is how to relate with in-laws in a marriage. We all know the importance and the challenges of in-laws in a marriage. In-laws are very important, and there are also challenges in relating with in-laws, especially in Africa, where we come from. So today, I will be discussing with Pastor Ezeimo and his wife, Pastor Mrs. Enetie Ezeimo. And I believe it's going to be an exciting discussion. I would like to start with Pastor Enetie. Who really are in-laws? If we might, people could understand, because, you know, we need to be a bit specific.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome.
In-laws are the family of your spouse.
Okay.
So there are people who are related to your husband, if you're a man, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the people related to your wife. That's the parent of your wife,
Okay.
the brothers, the sisters, even including the uncles and aunties, cousins, nieces and nephews. They are all your in-laws.
So everyone that is related on the
To-
side
of your spouse.
spouse.
They are your in-laws.
It doesn't matter whether they are fifth cousins.
Yeah, they are your in-laws.
That means it could include a whole local government.
The whole community, I'm telling you. As long as they come from where your husband comes from. In fact, from where I'm married, I'm sure everybody from where he comes from are my in-laws.
Okay, I would like to ask Pastor Ezeimo, do you agree with that? I mean, or
Culturally, it differs
okay,
with different cultures. And some cultures, just like my wife said, encompasses a wider range of relatives.
okay,
In some other cultures, it's just the immediate family of your spouse. I'm talking about the parents and apparently the siblings that are from the same womb.
okay,
Then, yeah.
okay. So the immediate siblings, kind of, some cultures
some
respect
cultures.
that. Yeah, but I also believe, even like you said, even though everyone on your, you know, most people related to your husband or your spouse are your in-laws,
Yeah.
but there is still a kind of consideration based on the immediate family.
Yeah, the immediate family,
you
the
know.
close. the
Yes, how
closer ones,
close
yeah,
the
yeah,
family
yeah.
is. And then, what do you think are the roles of in-laws, Pastor Ezeimo?
In-laws actually, generally, in-laws are supposed to just be there as families, and
Okay,
they encourage, they show love,
okay,
because everybody needs a family.
okay,
So in-laws are like families, and because you don't intend to marry your wife and then take her away from the
from your
family
family, yeah.
forever, then your wife becomes a link back to that family.
yes,
So
yes.
that your extended family, your immediate family is you, your wife, and
Your
apparently
children.
your kids. So your in-laws are your extended families. And if you ask me what the role of a family is, generally a family, they should be there for you
Okay,
in terms of good time to celebrate, to share your good moments and your difficult moments. That's what family is all about.
okay,
They're there for you to share your good moments, share your difficult moments, people you could talk to, people. I mean, family is just...
Just you need them.
Yeah.
okay. And you know, a lot of people, to be practical, a lot of people complain about in-laws. Some people say they are maybe interfering too much, or they are being too much of a family, or I don't know how to put it, but, you know, so I try to understand. I mean, what could be the level of intervention of in-laws in a marriage? Because a marriage, like you were trying to explain, firstly is built by, you know, the man and his wife.
Right, yeah.
And then the in-laws are the extended families who are there to help, support and all that. But could there be a limit could there be a way where in-laws overstep boundaries or try to force things You know, what will you say, Pastor?
I think it depends on how you relate with your in-laws, and
Yeah.
there should be a limit.
Yes.
I don't think they should be given too much of a room to
In-laws should have a say in
infringe and have a
everything.
say in everything you do in your home. And aside the fact that they are there for moral support,
Okay.
helping the couple to grow, I think the in-laws should not be allowed to infringe on the decisions of the couple.
Good.
Whatever the couple decides to do, let it be
Okay.
something that, okay, let's advise you.
Okay.
Especially if you have in-laws that have been married for years.
Yes.
And you could take their advice, but it doesn't necessarily mean you must carry out
Yes.
whatever they say.
Yes.
You the couple should know what works for them.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
So if you know what works for you, it will help you to know how to curtail how your in-laws come in and infringe on whatever decisions you've made with your
with
spouse.
your spouse. Okay. So I mean, if there is an in-law listening out there, you know, what we're trying to say is that, you know, the marriage is first and foremost made up of the man and his wife. So even if you have a counsel, you should be able to, I mean, put the counsel in a suggestive format.
Actually,
you know.
for in-laws, and it depends on how a couple structure their marriage.
Okay.
Because in-laws, they're extended,
Yes.
except perhaps you're living in the same house with your
With them. Okay.
with your parents-in-law, and then they become observers to everything you do. But if you're living separate from them, they don't have the power to invade your home, to know what's going on there.
But now with the phone,
except
people
either
call.
of you invite them,
That's true. That's true.
which is very important here. If I don't call my parents
Yeah.
or my brothers or my sisters to tell them what's going on in my marriage, and if my wife doesn't either call my own parents or her own parents, because sometimes your wife might even call your own parents to report you to them.
Report you, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if either of us doesn't call them in, because when we're talking about the extent to which they will get involved in a marriage, that extent is determined by our own invitation.
It's true.
that's true.
It's
So
true.
we invite them, and if we don't invite them, they can't get involved. And if they are interfering in your marriage because you're living in the same apartment with them, then the man must get a
Well,
house
yeah.
Okay.
and pack out. That is when you have the freedom to choose the extent to which they can get involved in your marriage.
Okay. So you're trying to say that the decision of in-laws infringement in a marriage
It
depends on the
lies
couple.
Yes.
So the
Exactly.
couple should not sit and blame the
Anybody,
in-laws.
yes.
Yeah.
They should take a decision.
Whatever they do,
Yes.
you see, in-laws are like flies, you know. In-laws are like flies, and
You only pet when they
or like lizards. Let me use a more decent example. They are like lizards. If you fetch a wood, ant-infested wood,
lizard will come.
lizards must come to feast on those ants. So if you don't have any reason to get them involved in your affairs, they don't just jump into your home. They don't just jump into your home. Couples are the problem for the involvement of in-laws and extended families in their home. That is the truth. As a Christian, I think that couples should explore the principles of the scriptures in dealing with their issues. You know, you have a pastor, for instance, you can talk to your pastor about that. The pastor will advise you from the scriptures. But the moment you start thinking, okay, let me call my mother, let me call my father, they must take sides.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't expect that I'm having problems with my wife and her mother will support me. Her mother must support her.
That's true.
And by the time that is introduced, then that is politics starts in your home. My own mother wants to defend me also.
That's true.
And that is why you see all these problems of in-laws here and there. You know, so couples must be blamed for anything that happens in their marriage, whether positive
Or negative.
and they should be congratulated also if something positive is happening.
Happening. Okay. That's wonderful. Listeners, we will take a short break and we will be back. We will continue this discussion. Please stay right there.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za, an industry first in the world of internet radio. Not only are we an internet radio station, we are an internet radio platform for your brand. So why not expose your brand to potentially thousands of listeners and improve your customer relationships and brand equity with podcasts and live broadcasts? Be sure to check brandlive.co.za for more information. brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of internet radio. Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping center set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat. Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za. You're listening to Brandlive.co.za.
Welcome back to Love and Relationship. We're still here with this wonderful couple talking about relationship with in-laws. This is a very important topic. Whether you're married or not married yet, truly speaking, you have to understand how you're going to relate with your in-laws because they are there to be part of your life forever. But we're trying to say that there are boundaries. There are ways you can relate with in-laws. We want to look at two important questions before we wrap up today. I want to ask Pastor Izimo, how do one relate with possessive in-laws, problematic in-laws? You know, in-laws that, you know, you don't need to open the door. They can come in from the window. They can break down the door. They want to make sure that they are part of what is happening there. I mean, how do a couple do that?
Okay, when it comes to in-laws that are problematic in a relationship, it obviously may not have started with you being married to either their child or you know, as a husband or as a wife.
Yes.
There are people who are like that naturally.
Naturally problematic.
They want to control. They want
that's
to
true.
know everything happening. You know, and so when you marry from such a family, and you notice that as early as possible, then you must begin on time to control, not to allow it to grow to that point when it becomes problematic for you.
Yes.
So if you have a possessive mother-in-law who wants to call the daughter and know, I hope he's treating you well, I hope he gave you money to buy clothes and all that, and you notice this, then you must begin on time to have a conversation with your wife that I don't think this will be very helpful to us.
Yes.
Or maybe you have also a mother or a father who is, especially there are some instances where if the husband is the last son or the only son of the mother, there's a tendency for the mother to always want to know what's happening to my son. Is your wife pregnant? Because she wants a grandchild. So when all these things, you observe them and you understand the social psychology, then you have to first of all begin to discuss with your spouse.
Yes.
You know, intelligently. That listen, we have to know how to control things, and we must be very diplomatic with this kind of people.
Okay.
Before it becomes really problematic for you. Okay. But if you're already having a problematic situation, the best advice I will give you is that you have to learn how to cope with it. You have to learn how to cope with it because at the end of the day, it brings a lot of hurts and emotional pains, both for you and both for your in-laws. And then if that relationship is not there, then the family is not there anymore.
Okay. You know? And we also want to talk to some in-laws because, you know, every one of us, we are going to grow up and become in-laws. You're
even an in-law. We're in-laws as it is. In-laws.
So I just want, you know, a suggestion from you. What will you suggest, I mean, a way an in-law could relate in a marriage and then still allow the couple to take charge of their marriage? What could be
I think with going back to the same role, like we said, that basically the role of the in-law is to encourage the couple, support them, and for in-laws to relate with the family or with the couple. I think they should just maintain that position of supporting them, encouraging them. Like I said, if you must advise a couple, it's okay, but don't expect them to that they must do or apply what you have said. If they take it, well. If they don't take it, don't hate them for that, because there are things that work for you that may not work for me. You understand?
That's true. Yeah,
so it may be working for you, and I know the husband I'm married to. He knows the husband that is marrying me knows me better, and so you might bring a suggestion that might not work. And so, but if you bring an advice, let them be free to say yes or no, and continue to love the couple, love the family, and where you know that there is a problem, pray for them. I would rather say pray more for them than try to tell them what to do or try to say in my own time, this is how we used to do it. My brother will not do this, my sister will not do this, you understand? And then try to make yourself feel as if you love this your brother or your sister more than even the man. So they should just continue to be that loving in-law and support them, encourage the couple, and advise them when needed. If they take it, well. If they don't take it, it's still okay.
Listeners, we have really heard it all here. And then because of time, we hope that sometime in future we will continue this discussion. But just to wrap up, we have said that I believe that what Pastor Eneti is saying is that whatever in-laws have to contribute should be in a suggestive format. It should be a suggestion, which they contribute. A lot of times some parents think they know their kids more than any other person. They may not really know their kids much as the spouse, because, the spouse live there, the kids is now an adult and then can open up to the spouse. So I will support this agreement that in-laws can give advice, but please let it be a suggestion. And also, from my own point of view, I remember one of those times when I got married newly and my dad came up. We were just staying in my dad's house for maybe a few days to move because we were planning to travel. And then one morning he woke up and said, why are you guys sleeping till, 6 a.m.? Your wife should have been up sweeping. And then he wanted to talk directly to my wife to be up doing this and that and that. And then I called him. I said, Papa, you know what? I'm your son. You want to give counsel to me? You talk to me. I will talk to my wife. If you want to give counsel to my wife, first talk to me. Because we should respect the leadership that God has placed. The man is the head of his wife. And then, God is the head of the man. So if my father wants to give an instruction to my wife, because he doesn't know what instruction I had already given to my wife, he has to pass through me. So we're saying to in-laws, there is a way this thing should follow. You want to talk to your daughter-in-law, speak to the husband.
There's a school of the hard knock for in-laws, and that is the best school. And that's when you try to take side with one either of the couple, and at the end of the day, they get back to themselves, and maybe especially in moments of crisis, and you try to take side, and then eventually they go back behind you and reconcile, and they're fine. Then you see that you are left alone. That's the school of the hard knot. And then next time you learn your lessons, not to involve yourself with couples. So that's it.
That's the truth. So it should be something that they are open to it. Don't force the suggestion on them. And we have also said to couples, please, it's your responsibility to keep your marriage on track. I've written a book titled Living as One. In that book, I speak about agreeing on a constitution for your marriage, having a constitution for your marriage. Like what Pastor Ezimo said, agreeing before time that this is how you're going to run. That's a constitution. Every couple should have a constitution for their marriage. This is what we will allow. This is what we won't allow. This is what we will stick to. This is how our marriage will be. I believe that every marriage is given to every couple as a virgin garden to cultivate what they want to harvest from it.
That's true.
God has given everybody. So don't say that, I want to copy here and paste. Marriage is not copy and paste. You're given your own chance. Build what you want. How you want to enjoy it. People say the way you make your bed, so you lie on it. So the power is in your hand. Please do what is right and you will enjoy your marriage. We hope to be back here same time next week. I would just like a last word of encouragement from our guest, what will you say before we close right now?
Thank you so very much. In-laws are still a blessing,
Okay.
and couples must recognize that in-laws are families.
Okay.
We just need to learn how to manage
To work
human
with them,
beings, whether as in-laws or as couples. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. And Pastor Neti?
Yeah, just like my husband said, I concur. In-laws are a blessing. We must love them. We shouldn't, because of any reason, maybe drive them away or don't want to relate with them. We love them, and we must continue to work as one. At the end of the day, no man is an island.
Yes,
So we
okay.
need ourselves.
Okay.
Every couple needs their in-law.
Okay. Thank you very much, listeners, for today. We've heard it all. I think communication will do us a lot of good. So let's learn to communicate. Communicate with your spouse, communicate with your in-laws. Until same time next week, we will be back here with another exciting topic. Until then, remain blessed. Thank you. Thank you, my guests, for coming through today. It was awesome to have you.
Thank you for
very
having
much.
us.
Thank you.
Brandlive.co.za. You're listening to brandlive.co.za.